Okay, let us look at the elevation profile of some of the selected places here. First, let us look at the elevation profile of the green place. Second, let us look at the elevation profile of the blue place. The blue place is divided into two sides. Side 1. Side 2. First, let's see the elevation profile of side 1. Now, let's see the elevation profile of side 2. Third, let us look at the elevation profile of the orange place. Fourth, let us look at the elevation profile of the cyan place. The cyan place is divided into two sides. Side 1. Side 2. First, let's see the elevation profile of side 1. Now, let's see the elevation profile of side 2. So, these were some of the selected places of which we just viewed the elevation profile. Don't forget this information and places for this case study. First, we saw the elevation profile of the green place. Second, we saw the elevation profile of the blue place, both sides. Third, we saw the elevation profile of the orange place. Fourth, we saw the elevation profile of the cyan place, both sides. Finally, looking at the elevation profile of all those places, green, blue, orange, and cyan, we can know the direction of water flow in those mentioned areas. The terrain of all those places, green, blue, orange and cyan, is downhill. So, water flows downhill in those places. Now, let us enter into the main course. Here, you are seeing different colored lines, yellow and red lines, default lines. Green, blue, orange and cyan lines, custom-made lines. The yellow line represents the international boundary line. The red line represents the disputed area. The green, blue, orange and cyan lines are our custom-made lines for certain representation and calculation. By default, on Google Earth, you'll see the default lines, but not the custom-made lines. As we've already represented the place and calculated its elevation profile, now we'll remove those custom-made lines and work further only seeing the default lines, yellow, red. So, this is the default view on Google Earth. Yellow international boundary. Red disputed area. Alright, let's look at some places now. Place 1, Kali River. It is also known as the Mahakali River or Sarda River. Kali, Mahakali River in Nepal and Sarda River in India. It is long and is the main river. Place 2, Tinker-Cola. It is the small brook. Another small brook combines with Tinker-Cola and they together get mixed into the Kali River. Place 3, disputed point considered unilaterally by India. This is the disputed point considered unilaterally by India, and this point onward arises disputes. However, Nepal from the very beginning is saying that the area on concern falls under her territory as per the Sugarloaf Treaty. Kali River is set as the western boundary of Nepal. Anyways, the controversy is already created by India and Indian media, character assassinating Nepal's image by various acts, biased and fake news broadcasted in both Hindi and English languages, only Indian media, not standard international media. So, let us discuss this topic more transparent and clear the confusion. Place 4, Kalapani. Place 5, Lipulekh Pass. Place 6, Limpiyadhura, source of Mahakali, Nepal. This was the short introduction of the main places concerned in this case study. Just remember those places. Now, let's see those places in more detail. Let's start with the Kali River. The Kali River is the western boundary of Nepal to India. West of the Kali River is India and east of the Kali River is Nepal. It's simple as this. The yellow line, international boundary line, simply follows the Kali River as the Kali River is the boundary between Nepal and India. So, simply let's follow the yellow line, as this also represents the Kali River. Following the yellow line, we are now reaching nearby the place where the dispute is created unilaterally by India. Now see, up to this point there is no dispute, no problem at all. The problem starts now from this point onwards. We'll be looking at this case from two perspectives with our remarks. 1. India's perspective. 2. Nepal's perspective. Let's give our friend first the humble priority, expecting the humbleness back. Now, we'll be looking at India's perspective on this issue. The Kali River, featuring long and as the main river, India is saying the Kali River originates from this small water stream source. This small brook E. You can clearly see, this huge water volume of the Kali River is certainly not formed by the small brook E, when another single huge water stream source is already at the confluence with the brook E to the Kali River at Ganges. But, India claims Brook E is the origin of the Kali River. Anyways, let's move further. Small brooks, Brook A and Brook B, combines and forms Brook C. Let's see Brook A. Now let's see Brook B. In this way, this small Brook C is made with the mix of the Brook A and Brook B. Let's see Brook C. Brook C gets to mix with another small brook coming from Kalapani, Brook D. Let's see Brook D. Finally, Brook C and Brook D get to mix and forms Brook E. Brook E goes towards Ganges. Let's see Brook E. Brook E is the combination of all other small brooks, Brook A, B, C and D, and still Brook E water stream sources 3 to 4 times less to form as the Kali River. We were surprised to know that India is considering Brook E as the main origin source of the Kali River. This concludes India's perspective. Now, let us look at Nepal's perspective. From the very beginning, Nepal is saying, the small stream of water, Brook E, cannot be the main origin source of the Kali River. The single huge stream of water, River X, is already at the Ganges confluence with the Brook E to the Kali River. Brook E is just the tributary, not the main source of the Kali River. In layman's term, Brook E length and volume of water is way less to make it as the main origin source of the Kali River. River X, on the other hand, has the sound features in terms of length and volume of water to be called as the main origin source of the Kali River. River X and Brook E confluences at the Ganges, making the Kali River flowing towards south thereby. Let's move further and view River X. Stream of water is way higher at River X than that of Brook E, thus differentiating river and brook. In the simplest sense, while we would be following River X, noting the following in this case study would be useful: A. The length of the river; B. The volume of water in the river; C. The watershed area of the river; D. The number of tributaries to the river. Just follow the river path. We've reached Kuti. So, yes, this is the main origin place of the river Rex, aka Kali River. This place is called Limpiyadhura, source of the Kali River. Also, let us see the nearby places at Limpiyadhura to get some good understanding. all snowy mountains in the region around Limpiyadhura. So, Limpiyadhura, a snowy mountain region, is the main origin of the Kali River. But, the artificial act of making BHUSAL at Gunji, the source of the Kali River, is going against the history and the science. In this way, the Kali River at Gunji is artificially forced to get its origin source from BHUSAL, River X simply avoided. This has distorted the Nepal-India border in this region. Google Earth is also following the artificial act of cartographic aggression and showing the international boundary between Nepal-India from Gunji towards BHUSAL. This is a mistake. Even a writer or researcher who visits this place, from Gunji onwards, gets confused, as looking at the cartographically manipulated map at the field, they are forced to call a brook a river and a river a brook. So, what happens now is, this green area is the source of the Kali River. The green line must join the yellow line towards the south in the Google Earth to make the correct international boundary between Nepal and India. The yellow line from Gunji going towards Kalapani is a mistake. All these areas are part of Nepal from the very beginning and belong to Nepal. This concludes Nepal's perspective on the dispute created by India unilaterally through cartographic aggression. We've seen all the historic, scientific and geographic aspects on the Nepal-India border dispute zoomed towards source of the Kali River Limpiyadhura, Lipulekh and Kalapani. Our final unbiased remark would be, source of the Kali River Limpiyadhura, Lipulekh and Kalapani belongs to Nepal. This conclude the part 2. The Sugarli Treaty, 1816. Article 5. The Raja of Nepal renounces for himself, his heirs, and successors, all claim to or connection with the countries lying to the west of the river Kali, and engages never to have any concern with those countries or the inhabitants thereof. Here, All the three political maps of India depict correctly the Kali River, but distorted international boundary in the northwest region of Nepal.